Well, good day there, everybody. It's Sunday morning, February 10th, 2019. What's going on today? Well, we have the second meeting of the ABQwerty Typewriter Society, and so I'm getting the car packed up, ready to go here in about an hour or so. Look, folding chairs, that's right, and a little folding table back there. And so when we have these meetings, I'll be able to provide seating of my own in case the venue doesn't have theirs. I figured it was a pretty good idea to have some chairs of my own. I brought the Olivet Underwood 21, Hermes 3000, the naked typewriter. Brought my Olympia SF, a couple little Japanese portables, Smith Corona Silent Super, Facet 1620, and I brought my Remington Quietwriter over there. So, good selection of typewriters. Well, it's Sunday evening and I'm back home, and we had a great time on this February 10th of 2019. This was the second month of our ABQwerty Typewriter Society meetings, and again we met at the ABQ Arts Collective on Eubank Boulevard in Albuquerque and had a good turnout. We had about 10 or 12 people show up. Got a few new names on our contact list of new people who are interested in our group, interested in typewriters. There was one lady who happened by and she has several typewriters at home, and it was interesting to hear about her. She might be bringing one of those to the meeting, a couple new people, and I had the chance to help out several people in the group who were in need of a small portable typewriter. I was able to get in their hands a couple typewriters for my collection. One of them was the Brother Charger 11 and the other one was a Royal Mercury Silver Seiko made. You know, it was a really refreshing thing to be able to get rid of a couple of my typewriters for my collection. And that kind of sounds strange hearing myself say that, because these were typewriters at one time that I said to myself I was not going to get rid of. I mean, the one Royal Mercury is one of the first typewriters I ever got when I became conscious of manual typewriters as a fascination, as a thing. When I first became fascinated with them, I traded a medium-sized Adler in to John Lewis's shop here in Albuquerque and got this Royal Mercury, and I used it numerous times on vacation out in California, typing on the beach. But I decided that the person that needed the typewriter needed it more than I did, because I have plenty of typewriters, and also I have another Royal Mercury I acquired late last year, and it's in equally good shape. So I didn't miss that. And then the Brother Charger 11, it's a great machine, but I have the Robin's Egg Blue Webster XL 747, which I find myself using a little bit more often, even though, to be honest, the Charger 11 has a slightly better touch, which is kind of interesting because the Charger 11 doesn't have an adjustable touch, but it somehow, as a fixed touch, it was always a little bit lighter than the Blue Webster. But anyway, so I had still have a number of Japanese-made portables, and I figure I could spare at least a couple, but it also frees up room in my closet for potentially another typewriter down the road. We don't know yet, but it does feel good to get rid of a typewriter and to get them into the hands of people that really want typewriters. So my friend Kevin Kittle brought several typewriters to the meetings, amongst which was a new Remington noiseless typewriter, and that was a really sweet machine. He got it about a week or so ago, and he's been spending time cleaning it up and servicing it, and it types really wonderfully, and it truly is virtually silent, noiseless, I should say. So great typewriter. I brought a number of machines. I brought my Olivetti Underwood 21, the Smith Corona Silent Super, the Facet 1620, the Hermes 3000 Naked Typewriter, the Olympia SF, my Roy Ultra Portable, the Royal Mercury, and the Brother Charger 11, and I'm probably missing at least one that I didn't mention. Oh, the Remington Quietwriter. So I had a good smattering of typewriters, and some of our regular people brought their usual typewriters also, so it was great to see. And actually, one of the problems that we actually have is figuring out how to make more room, more table space in the particular area we have at the ABQ Arts Collective. So it's going to be fun. That's a fun problem to have. Another fun thing that happened at today's meeting was I brought the little Roy subcompact size manual typewriter, and of course it has an AZERTY, a French keyboard, including a lot of the diacritic marks and the umlauts and all that. And one of the members of our group today sat down and typed several sentences in French, and I thought that was so cool. Of course, I'm barely illiterate. I can barely speak slang American English, but it's nice to see people that can speak other languages, and it's very cool seeing her type on that typewriter. I thought it was really neat. And so today being February 10th, and in just a few days will be Valentine's Day, and so one of the things that we did is we prepared with some Valentine's themed stationery and cards and envelopes, and of course some cookies as well. And we had ourselves a good old Valentine's Day typing session with little notes and letters and cards. And I thought that was really cool. It is kind of neat when you have a regularly scheduled typewriter group, you can come up with seasonal things to do. So, whatever the next holiday is or season that might have some theme that we can employ with writing, we'll have to find some stationery or whatever to use for that purpose, and that's always kind of fun. So Kevin brought this Remington touch typing guide. This is the touch typing method instruction book that came with a lot of older Remington typewriters, and it promises to teach a person the basics of how to train their fingers to do touch typing on a manual typewriter. And it's very cool, and he was jokingly saying, of course, that I need this because I usually hunt and peck with two fingers or use my weird typing method. But he's right, I do need to get a little bit more exercises going in my fingers for true touch typing on manual typewriters. But he had a few of these he handed out, and that was a really cool addition to our meeting today. Now, pertaining to the technical side of things, I noticed we had quite a few sheets of paper today that were only typed on the top. And so I went ahead and cut these sheets of paper in half, stamped the date on them, and archived them. But I'm going to save the other half, the unused sides of the paper, for next meeting. And so I've decided I might start offering more of the typing paper for use at more half size, so people can either type on it like this or they can turn it this way and type on it more letter size, because it seems like we do waste some paper. A person sits down at a machine, there's a couple paragraphs or lines written by someone else, and they want a fresh sheet of paper, so they pull it out and they put a new fresh sheet of paper in, and you end up with only this much on a full sheet of paper. So we're going to try to do a little bit more economizing. But it was fun bringing the paper I did. I brought a variety of different kinds of paper. Some paper that is more like real typing paper, other kinds of paper like my green engineering paper I like to use, and some really thin, kind of almost like tracing paper, and airmail kind of weight paper. And so it's fun to try different kinds of paper. And one of the people that I sold the typewriter to today, she is going to be using a variety of different kinds of old paper with it. And I think that's a really cool idea, employing typewriters and old paper. Well, the space bar is a dilemma. This was typed on the Facet 1620, which I had written here as the Volvo of typewriters. But one of the ladies that sat down and typed at this, she is a very experienced typist with both electric, and manual typewriters, and she thought the Facet had a pretty good touch, but the space bar felt like it wasn't quite as responsive, like you had to press a little bit too far before it activated. So maybe I need to go look at that. But anyways, I thought that was funny. The space bar is, well, the space bar is a dilemma. That was funny. And here's a funny little comment. Remington Quietwriter, very nice machine, solid, not so loud. The backspace is on the left. Yes, isn't that funny? You get used to the backspace key being on the right. It's just natural, comes natural to you, and all of a sudden there's a typewriter with a backspace on the wrong side of the machine. And that's the reason why it's a good thing. There are still a variety of typewriters for us to choose from, so we can pick one that matches our needs the best. Well, I really like reading through all the comments of the gleanings from these typewriter meetings, and I do tend to probably save too many of these. I have a whole sheaf of these from every meeting, it seems like. But anyways, I like to save them and just go through them and read the comments and everything. So, well, we had a wonderful meeting. We had a very productive meeting. It was great having people sit down and type, and we had a few people that really did some extensive typing, creative stuff, cards, letters, notes. It was just really cool to see people sitting at those typewriters and typing for an extended period of time. And next month, March, it'll be March 10th will be our next meeting. And if you're in the Albuquerque area then, we hope to see you at 12 noon on Sunday at Rust is Gold and ABQ Arts Collective. Well, this was a great typewriter gathering, and I encourage you guys to get one going in your local area as well. And until next time, stay creative, and you guys have yourselves a great day. Bye-bye for now.